Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yes Have Some podcast. My name is Craig Goldberg. Summer is here still. It's hot. It's sweaty hot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm sitting in Raise a Cult, just sweating. Kids walk in.
It's also blurry where you are.
I know. You're looking like kind of like you're far away in the galaxy.
You're very blurry, Craig.
Correct?
It'll be fine.
It's correcting.
It'll be fine. We're not live, so it auto uploads, so we don't have to.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to talk about that.
Oh, we're not live?
We're not live. I was trying to make.
I don't have to monitor the chat.
No, there's nobody here. Can you believe it?
Craig, are you feeling okay?
I feel fine.
Okay.
Why? What's wrong?
You're blurry. And I don't know if that's a symptom of something.
It's
or...
blurry, and you look a little reddish. No, this
you
is
look
not
very red. You do look red. You look like you've been in the sun all day.
Hey, but I told him to take a shower right before this because he stunk. So
you look like a human starburst.
Okay,
Why?
that's
it's just the lighting.
Hey, that looks better.
There's a
that's better.
Yeah. Should I restart the show?
No, I think don't cut any of this out.
Yeah,
this is all fun. This is all fun stuff.
I'm gonna edit and post.
Or heartburn.
I don't like when you edit.
Abby got mad at me last night because I was watching this video of these four guys supposedly watching Frozen Empire for the first time and reacting to it.
Because if there's nothing you want more than to watch a movie that you love, than to like hear four separate guys all laughing at the same time and like, trying to make a joke.
I think I probably know exactly what video you're talking about, and if it is, fuck those guys. No,
no, they're fine. They're fine. But yeah,
it's on Netflix.
You can't watch a movie for the first time and just talk the whole time with your friends. That's not the way you got to watch a movie. That's not how I watch movies. But you know what? I'm so hot and blurry and red. Maybe I'll start. Man, Abby, how's your summer going? What was the record?
It's good. The record there. I think that Georgia, or at least Atlanta, had like 50 days in a row where it was above 90. Jacob, I'm sure that yours is somehow like much worse.
Awful. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's been a heat wave for sure. So I've been hanging out by the AC. I went for a run today, actually. It had to get cut short because of how hot it was outside.
Abby came in the house. She's like, I'm going to go for a walk. And 5 minutes later, she came in the house and I thought she was dying.
I was like upside down and I wrapped my legs around the AC unit.
She was straddling the wall unit somehow.
Dude, yes. It was kind of awesome. I felt good. You know what? I've been watching a lot of the Olympics, so I felt motivated. I was like watching the track and field stuff. I was like, I used to run cross country. Let me see if I can still run, because it's been a while since I'd done like a full in the neighborhood run. I don't really want to talk about the Olympics. I'm Olympicked out, but I do think it's insane that breakdancing is a competition. And I think pro wrestling, it is.
I didn't know that.
I watched.
I mean, that's no surprising to me in 2024.
I think
I'm surprised TikTok is not a fucking. I got bronze in TikTok.
You forget I was a silver medalist in the TikTok games.
Hey, next year I want catfishing to be a sport.
The White Chess Olympics.
You'd watch.
Yeah, I would watch it for once in my life if catfishing was a sport.
Aww, I understand.
Yeah,
I just
catfishing,
not my thing.
Breakdancing, fig swapping, breaking street dates,
kit bashing.
The YHS Olympics. This is going to be fantastic. No, I think pro wrestling should be an Olympic sport. They could have teams like would get judged on their match quality, their outfits, their entrance. It's the same thing as like the floor routine where half the time the gymnasts are just like dancing.
Yeah.
The ribbon dancers. I was watching that this morning into breakdancing. But I was gonna say, like that's I was always like really hypnotized by rhythmic gymnastics. And I also really liked seeing the breakdancing today. I was like, I don't know. There's a part of me that loved the 1996 Olympics, and I just want to go back to 1996 so bad.
Yeah. Have you seen my favorite thing about the Olympics this year, even though I haven't watched any of it? is the trend where people are being like, this is why I'm not at the, have you seen the trend that's going around? It's like, I saw
unathletic people.
Yeah, or it's like people who like I saw a compilation like on Twitter or whatever, and it was like 5-minute video where people are on TikTok and that the I don't know the exact wording, but it's like, this is why I'm not at the Olympics this year, and it's people like failing at their sports.
Yeah,
people like fucking up at their dives or just doing all kinds of. And it's funny and it's wholesome because they're all like kind of messing around, making fun of themselves.
Right.
That's awesome. That was really great. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, I wonder if there's a podcast that only interviews like the losers or those who almost got it, like just got cut. I feel like that would be a really fun conversation. And like, I don't know.
The people who came in fourth, who didn't get the medal.
Yes, fourth place.
People who came in fourth. No,
that's our lane.
That's really funny. I can't help but I can't even dive into a pool. I don't know how. But there's something about there's something about seeing a dive not go well that is so funny to me. Like,
hold on. I'm gonna take that video. I have a video of you diving into the pool in Orlando from like 5 years ago. I'm gonna take that and put the this is why I'm not. We'll post
this is why
we'll post it on the YHS Patreon.
Dude, let's have a YHS diving contest at Dragon Con.
Hey Jacob, I'm gonna ask you from the bottom of my heart. I won't. It is.
I won't.
Every time you bring up that video's existence, I literally think about moving to Canada.
When was the video made?
I'll delete it.
I'll
delete it.
No, you don't have to delete it.
It was at Horror Nights one year, and we were in Orlando at one of those. The hotel with the big fire pit.
Love that.
Nice pool.
Nice.
Love
I remember.
It's from there. What's funny about it is you're like, film me jumping into. You told me to do it. You were like, hey, film me diving into this pool, and you act like you're gonna dive until you look like your brain shuts down.
Mom, watch me.
This is why I'm a podcaster. Well, listen, it's a heat wave summer. We're here with you this week. Mm-hmm. No breaks, no summers off, no remix episodes, no best ofs.
Yeah, no retrospective.
Probably because took way longer to edit one of those than to just do a new episode. Yeah. No, we've got Dragon Con coming up. Kaiju Go is coming up. Jacob, I want you to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And usually Dragon Con, I look forward to it for a lot of reasons, but it's usually the first weekend of the summer where sometimes in the early morning it's like bearable outside.
A little breeze. Almost,
until 10 a.m. and then it's unbearable again.
Yeah, like the day, but after the parade. Not that doesn't happen until the day after the parade. It gets bearable.
Yeah,
I don't remember. One year I literally almost passed out after the parade. We got caught in the I think it was one of the first years I wore a pack, like a real pack.
Yeah.
And we got caught in like the walkway tunnel.
Yeah, I felt like Walton Goggins without his little thing that he needs to suck on from Fallout. Those little guys. I was like, oh, and my uniform was soaked with sweat, and it was like, we physically can't get anywhere because there's so many people.
We're dying.
Mm-hmm.
We're dying, and we're gonna do it again this year. I mean, I am. I was.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I don't want to miss out.
I'm doing a Dragon Con first. I'm gonna have some firsts at Dragon Con this year. You know that big bar area at the Hyatt that is like, it's near the entrance to the tunnel, and then there's like a convenience store. You know what I'm talking about? The
one that does the buckets, right?
Yeah. There's always like people
where we used to have the GB hangout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sit over there for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think we could probably make that happen.
Yeah. That's my big goal.
Should we bring chairs?
My stress is Dragon Con related today.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Well, we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna do some stress. Abby's got a fun quiz.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, can you talk a little bit about Kaiju Go? Do you want to fill people in on what it is and what's going on?
Yeah, well, it's sold out, first of all. So if you didn't get tickets, fuck you. I think there's maybe a standby. I think there might be like a standby thing or something, but it is sold out.
I got your tickets.
It's sold out, which congratulations to Jay Key, my wonderful co-host, because he's put this on. This is his event, him and his partner Chaz. And it's their second year. I don't think it's I either don't think it sold out last year or it didn't sell out until the day of.
Okay.
This is happening next week, next Saturday, at the Lincoln Theater, I believe, in Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas. The theater where they arrested Lee Harvey Oswald, which is why I'm going to bring my copy of 11/22/63 and take a picture, even though I haven't read it yet. My goal was to read it before next weekend, and I didn't do that. Anyway, it's sold out, but it is an all-day event. They're going to show Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Godzilla versus Biollante. And then if you're a VIP, if you have a VIP pass, there's also going to be a special Q&A with Mark and Max Nagata, who are some Safubi makers, father and son duo. And there's also going to be an extra screening for the VIP. And I can't tell you what it is, but it is Ultraman related. And then there's also toy vendors that are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Like it just sounds awesome. There's going to be a food truck.
So this says, just to clarify, this says that it is at, and maybe this is the same thing, but it's at the Texas Theater.
Maybe that's what I meant. What did I say?
You said the Lincoln Theater.
I was thinking about theaters, people getting shot in a theater.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's all. This is at the John F. Kennedy Abraham Lincoln Theater.
That's what it's called, right?
But so this is crazy. So this is the theater where the guy who shot Kennedy, what was his name again?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
It's confusing because John Wilkes Booth was the Lincoln one. Right. It's always it's always a three name.
It's always a three name. Yeah, this is where he was like caught. He was arrested, I think, in this theater.
Oh,
That's why I would never trust Amy Jo Johnson. You just can't trust her. She's a triple namer.
She might be a super killer.
Yeah, she's a Pink Ranger. Jacob, that sounds like a lot of fun. I know you're going to be introducing one of the movies. And
yeah, what's crazy is Jay wanted me to introduce Godzilla versus Biollante. He knows that's my favorite Godzilla film, and so I'm going to have to get up in front of 600 people, or I think it's even more. I think it's close to 700 people.
I love that.
And introduce a movie. And I was talking to Jay about it, and I was like, hey, man, so like the guy who's introducing Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, I don't have his name handy, but he is like a professor. He studied film and Godzilla, and he has put out books about, Godzilla and stuff like that. And I can already imagine that his introduction is probably going to be very, insightful and knowledgeable, and it's probably going to have a lot of facts in it. And I was like, hey, Jay, I'm not teaching anybody anything. Like, I'm just going to get up there and talk. And he was like, dude, that's what I want. He's like, I want them to be different. Do whatever you want. So
dude, that's amazing.
I'm going to get up and talk about the movie, and it's going to be fun.
What if it's like one of those prank shows where they have Biollante on stage, but what you don't realize, it's not like a wax model. It's the actual Biollante. It's Biollante.
Taking a picture. Yeah.
Well, that sounds cool. Kaiju Go coming up. Jacob, you'll be out there.
Yeah.
Technically, YHS on Monster Island is a spinoff of YHS, so technically this is all of ours, not just Jay's. It's mostly ours, actually. No, in all seriousness, Jay Key is an incredibly talented, mad genius. One of the most driven people I've ever met in my life.
He's even got there's going to be exclusive figures for this event, like the Max Toy Co., which is like a major Safubi. They put out Safubi. I've been buying their stuff for a long time. Jay has like partnered with them to do an exclusive colorway of a couple of their toys, and they're going to have like a really small run available there. And that is that's a dream. You know what I mean? To have like an official, this is official, not bootleg stuff, like an official release of, kaiju figures, exclusive colorway to your event. Like that's a big deal. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah. I'm kind of getting sad that we're not going. Oh, we can still show up though.
You guys can go. We can
There's no tickets. There's no tickets.
Well, I think we can squeeze two of you in.
I'm like, guys,
we'll kick two other people out.
Let me introduce.
We're going to come as Biollante.
Well, that's awesome. Check out Kaiju Go. It's going to be coming up very soon. Tickets sold out. Maybe a few at the door. No promises made. Dallas, Texas, August 17th. Man, that's going to be great. Okay, so we got a couple things we want to talk about. We got to talk about this SNL trailer or the new title, Saturday Night. Jason Reitman directing, written by Jason Reitman and Gil Kennan. They've done other movies. You maybe have heard us. You may have heard us talk about it. It is funny. Like, well, let's just talk about it now. Let's just no beating around the bush. When the trailer dropped yesterday, when it's, it says from Jason Reitman and Gil Kennan.
Yeah.
Those are two. That is a sentence that for the last 6 years has only meant one thing. Right. Yeah. So as mad as I am that they've decided to just start making other projects that aren't Ghostbusters movies. This is very Ghostbusters adjacent.
Sure.
Abby, one thing I was thinking about, the trailer dropped. I'm kind of surprised there's never been a movie about SNL in any kind of like capacity before. After 50 years, you would think.
Yeah, you'd think. But there hasn't been something about the backstage, behind the scenes life on the set, which is something that I have always been intrigued by as someone that grew up watching SNL reruns and like renting from Blockbuster the best of tapes. I always was like, dude, like I wanted to do what they were doing. Like watching that was like, oh my God, this is like the best, the funniest. They're allowed to say whatever they want. I was immediately a huge fan of Gilda Radner when I started watching SNL, like just related to her and thought she was hilarious. And then I kind of have gone off and on with watching SNL. Obviously the 90s with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler was into that cast. Will Ferrell later on and Sherry O'Terry, and I still watch it now. I'll be honest. There's a huge part of me that's like kind of a nerd for SNL, and I really want to see the behind the scenes stories, like the stuff right before the first night. Yeah, which is what the movie's covering.
Yeah, I've read a bunch of the books. Surprisingly, surprise. There's a couple really good oral histories on SNL, and like obviously, like Jacob, I was saying, like it's Ghostbusters adjacent in the sense that Bill Murray won't be in this movie. For those who don't know, this is basically a real-time telling of the hour and a half leading up to the first episode in 1975. Bill Murray didn't start till season 2, and so he won't be portrayed in this movie. But obviously, that whole world of SNL and Second City and SCTV, like that leads directly into the Ivan Reitman.
We got Dan Aykroyd,
Bill Murray. Mm-hmm. So I think most people listening know that we had the chance to hang out and visit the set when they were filming here, which was we won't go into the details, but we can when the movie comes out. Sure. We're not in it. We're not cut from it.
Somebody asked me that today. I made a post about this on my Facebook. I was like, hey, the trailer's out. I guess I can say I spent a day on this set. And the first comment goes, are you in it? And I'm like, no, I'm not in it.
Not that we know of. No, definitely not.
Tried.
No.
We were there.
It was just a cool, chill day.
We respect it. But Jacob, I've been so excited for this trailer. What'd you think?
I thought it was great, man. It looks very fun. First of all, when we heard that Jason and Gil were, this was their next project, I think it's always been, an excitement.
Right.
But then we knew, they were filming. I was like, man, when is this going to happen? And then clearly we were on set for a day, which really upped my excitement level about it. Just being able to see it and see what you're seeing and to watch, it just automatically makes it all feel more special. And I feel like for the last couple of weeks, every few days, the three of us are like, hey, when do you think this trailer's coming? Because we had a an inkling of when the movie was going to be being released. And then they announced that it was going to be, October or something?
October 11th. Yeah.
So I was like, a trailer's got to be coming soon. So I was very excited to see it. And it looks great. I love the look of it, how it looks from the 70s. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like a new movie. No. It really looks like they were just filming on set.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And filmed on film, which is always a nice bonus in 2024. Abby, what do you think of this cast? I mean, I think that one of the listen, anybody who heard about this movie, I think the first thing you go is like, man, this is an iconic cast. These are some of the most famous, like John Belushi.
Yeah, how are you going to find anybody like even a quarter as talented as the original and as like the cast member that they're playing? Which is tough.
When you look at this cast photo, it's crazy because your mind does that thing where you're like, oh, that's the SNL cast, even though like it's not, but it is. It's kind of a weird. It's a fun, weird trick of the mind. The one thing that I was going to comment on regarding our set visit was it didn't feel like we were visiting a movie set. It felt like we had gone back in time and we're visiting the actual SNL set. I think that's something that can be said. I can't wait to see Gil and Jason talk about what the casting process was like because, first of all, like I said earlier, these are some of the most iconic people of all time. Everybody has seen the most famous sketches from SNL in these first couple seasons or the first season. And like people like Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase, these are singular people. There's nobody like them. There's nobody that looks like them, acts like them. But I was really impressed with the first trailer. Like it captures like the spirit of all of it. But also, Jacob, I didn't really have a feel for like what the pacing of the movie was going to be like. Like it feels like it's going to be very intense.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It feels like, the trailer, it just gets more and more hectic and crazy as it goes. And you get a feeling that that's what the movie's going to be like. But yeah, the thing that the trailer looks so like, I mean, we know Jason and Gil's work and we know that these guys are real filmmakers. But when you see the trailer for this, it's like, oh, this looks like a piece of art. You know what I mean? This looks like these guys know what they're doing. We know they know what they're doing, but just seeing it all kind of come together.
But now we have proof.
Now I believe it.
No, man, they're great. I think it's because it's like, when you make a movie like Ghostbusters, it's just you're ingrained in the IP, you're ingrained in the nostalgia and the iconography. Mm-hmm. Not that this has all of that, but it's just a different kind. Jason Reitman was quoted in this article. He's describing this as a thriller comedy, which is very funny.
Okay.
But Abby, anything specific on any of the cast?
On the trailer? Yeah. Well, I was going to comment. I like the way that it's cut. Like it's counting down towards something. That kind of momentum just gives it a really good like driving force as a trailer. And I think that watching it for the first time, maybe it didn't sink in like, oh, that's Chevy Chase exactly. But watching it the second time, when I was a little bit more like relaxed watching it, I was able to spot and see what was going on.
It's very intense.
Mm-hmm. The person playing Lorne Michaels looks like amazing. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, that's Gabriel LaBelle. We saw him in The Fabelmans.
The Fabelmans, yeah.
Yeah,
he's Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. He's awesome.
But it's a largely kind of, I don't want to say unknown cast, but it's a cast made up of people who are young up and comers. So Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase, Ella Hunt as Gilda Radner, Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd, and the list goes on.
Now, Ella Hunt, I knew her from this kind of cult movie called Anna and the Apocalypse.
Okay.
And it's like this pretty popular but very unknown musical about like a zombie apocalypse. And she plays Anna in that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
Awesome. Yeah, she plays Gilda Radner in the movie.
Yeah. And that's like, again, those are just like big shoes to step into. I did want to call out specifically, I don't know if he's pictured in this article there he is. So Nicholas Braun, who, if you watched Succession, Abby, Gregory,
one of the disgusting brothers.
Yeah. Pulling double duty here as Jim Henson.
Like the most believable Jim Henson.
That's a great Jim Henson.
It's a really good Jim Henson. Like he seems extremely sensitive and extremely upset about what's happening. And it all feels very out of control, like the build up to SNL would be.
There's that famous kind of like Muppets. It's not the Muppets, but it's a Jim Henson sketch of the first.
They are Muppets.
They are Muppets. It's not
the Muppets.
The Muppets. But then you see him here as Andy Kaufman too. The only thing I could think of is they were like, he probably nailed both auditions, and they were like, the movie's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's probably a very small role. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think I like that. I like when I'm down with it.
I'm cool.
What's funny though was like there's been confusion about it because I remember it had come out that the guy was playing Jim Henson a while ago, but then there were photos of him dressed like Andy Kaufman that hit the internet.
Right.
So people are like, no, he's not playing. He's clearly dressed like Andy Kaufman.
Right.
So this clears it up. He's both.
Hey, Abby, I want to dress.
Good, you can be both.
I want to dress like Jim Henson, like in my real life, like this.
Me too, dude. Me too.
Hey,
That's what I'm aiming for. Just being a Jim Henson.
We should be the heads.
Different Jim Hensons.
Yeah. Let's all be different Jim Hensons.
I'll be
Kermit.
Cool.
So looks amazing. Obviously, it's going to come out very soon. This is all happening very quickly. So when it drops, obviously, we'll review it and talk about it. I did like the trailer opens with Finn Wolfhard, which was great. And
unknown actor, much like the rest of the
unknown up and comer Finn Wolfhard. Again, he's probably a small role, but he's great. Right?
Sure.
Like it's awesome. So Abby, any other thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this movie feels like it's a kind of focusing on the against the grain counterculture nature of the first SNL cast, and like getting it to go is very much like the Muppets, like any Muppet movie. They're trying to put the show on, and that's kind of what this feels. So it's really cool to see Jim Henson portrayed in it. It's really exciting to see Gilda Radner and Dan Aykroyd like as they were in their youth. It's weird. It's almost like it's like getting to see a supplemental piece of things from that you've seen all the other stuff from. You know them so well, but you're going to be able to fill in blanks. Yeah, and I can't wait for that.
We've got J.K. Simmons here portraying Milton Berle. It's hilarious. We also know that Willem Dafoe's in this movie. We saw him in the trailer. The score to this movie. So this score, it's a percussive score done by John Batiste, who's also portraying Billy Preston. I feel like the score is going to be like Birdman. It's just going to be drums and stress.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Birdman, Whiplash.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking. Whiplash.
I heard at one point Chevy Chase does the Whiplash at the end of this movie. He does the Whiplash. That's how this movie ends. With him and JK here.
Yeah. So yeah, I just I don't know. It seems like it's going to be fantastic. I mean, look at this image. Like this is
I'm into it.
This is just fun. I'm super excited. So we'll be covering it, and like they interviewed everybody and they got crazy stories from everyone, and what a challenging project to take on. So congrats to Jason Reitman and Gil Kinnan and the entire cast. Can't wait to see it. Hey, you know what? Maybe this movie will get an Oscar. It's not like the other Jason Reitman and Gil Kinnan movies we like have Oscars. I've been waiting to say that.
Jesus. Okay.
Oscar Barrett.
Yeah, we get it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Oscar.
From. Okay. Well, named after a
child.
Yes. Okay, so let's before we get up to our stress.
We get it. We're just not going to laugh at it.
We are not rewarding it. Yes, as a no sell.
Hey, why so serious? Listen, can we get to our stress? But first, we got to do the summer quiz that Abby has created. Okay. Abby was dead set all day on we're doing a fun.
We're doing a quiz. We're doing trivia.
Like, what are those teen magazines that girls used to read that was always like...
That's what I'm hearkening back to. Yeah, like 17 Girls Life.
10 ways
but it's like, is it I don't know. Did you like write down a secret? Like, this is what this says about you if you pick this? Or
if you pick these? No.
Right. Because it's like, otherwise it's not really a quiz. It's just us picking.
It's not a quiz. Well, what I was actually thinking of is like on Instagram, I've seen like in people's stories, there will be like, pick 4 of the show, like of like 90s TV shows or like something like that. Yeah.
Also, the way I'm looking at the image, Abby, she created this by hand, and I'm looking at the image, and it actually looks like it's like, oh, this is the host and musical guest of SNL next week.
That's awesome, dude.
There's a couple things on here. I just have no idea what you're talking about, by the way.
Okay.
All right, so here's the rules. Abby, you tell us the rules, actually. It's your quiz.
You just pick 4. You pick 4 things and you design your perfect summer day from the early 2000s.
Yeah, but okay, let me give the context. Abby has written out 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 fun things that happen to a person or that a person does in the summer. And you have to pick 4.
Specifically me.
That's right. To create your ideal summer day. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Let me read these all and then we'll do our picks. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. For the audio listeners, this is a visual experiment. Okay. So these are the Abby, you need to read these. I can't. This is your baby.
All right. Choose your ideal summer day from the early 2000s. You can only pick 4. Here's the first option. Sneaking into a second movie at the theater. That means you paid for the first one. You got into the second one for free.
Movie sneaking.
A Twilight Zone marathon on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay.
Six Flags.
Okay.
Back-to-back Blockbuster and Domino's. That means you go
same
Blockbuster and Domino's. Yeah, exactly.
Can you sub in? Can you sub in another like a Papa John's or?
No, you can't. You can't.
These
rules are very strict. All right, there's room. If you want to modify, just tell me your modification.
Okay, sure.
Okay, keep going.
Laying out at a friend's pool. Reading The Hobbit for the first time.
Nerd. Sorry.
Going to Target with $50.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I want to do that now.
I know we're all circling that. An evening parked outside of Wendy's, eating and listening to the radio.
Okay.
That's an activity. All right. Breaking into a pool. That's
These are like oddly specific.
Yeah, I know. These are all things I've done. All right. Aimlessly driving.
Oh, I thought that said armlessly driving.
Aimlessly. Dude, don't even. Okay, next one, going to the mall with $20 and a date. Okay.
Less money than you have for Target, but
it's not as much money. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you have to be judicious. The next will be whitewater.
Can you explain what whitewater is?
It's a water park.
It's a water park. It's going to a water park.
That's
slides. Specific to people who live wherever whitewater is.
In Marietta, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a huge deal.
Going to a water park.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Going to a water park. And next we have dinner with friends at Waffle House.
Okay. After
that, media play with $50.
Can we also explain what media play is?
Yeah. Did you not have media play?
I've never heard of media play in my life.
So media play ruled. Media play was
Sam and Goody.
It's not Sam and Goody. It's
Sam
Goody.
I didn't have one of those at my mall. I had a media play.
Wait, so it's just a CD store?
No, let me explain. Media Play was owned by the same company that had like Sam Goody, Suncoast Video, all those stores, but it wasn't at a mall. It was like twice the size of a Best Buy.
It's like a Barnes and Noble, just with like video games and band T-shirts and CDs and awesome stuff.
A lot of late '90s McFarlane figs.
Okay, blacklight posters.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Bob Marley. Okay, and what's the last one?
Breaking in a new video game system.
My hyper specific version of that is when I convinced my mom to rent me a Virtual Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You had to put down like a $200 deposit. Not good. That thing sucked. All right, well, let's roundtable it. We each get to pick 4. It's a great list, Abby. Thank you. Abby, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Should I just go through the 4 that I picked?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I would, in this order, I would do laying out at a friend's pool in the morning. Then I would be going to Target with $50. Then I would go to dinner with friends at Waffle House. Then break into a pool. And that's my night.
You put 2 pools on yours?
2 pools. Yeah. One of them, one of them's legal. The other is fun because you broke in.
That's a very on-brand answer. That's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Jacob. What's your?
I figured these are all fun summer activities, so it would just make everyone feel good about fun.
Some of these things I still do.
Oh yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I don't have these in an order. Also, I do want to say sneaking into a second movie at a movie theater is something I would never do because I respect movies too much. to steal one. Okay, so Twilight Zone marathon, Sci-Fi Channel,
Nice.
all day, every day. That's me.
Good.
Reading The Hobbit for the first time would be awesome.
Nice.
So back-to-back Blockbuster and Domino's is something that I like. That was my favorite thing to do on a Friday, is go rent movies and get either pizza or Chinese food. I'm going to sub out Blockbuster and Domino's because I think those are the two worst choices.
Right.
But I would keep a video store and would keep a pizza place. I just wouldn't do those.
Okay.
And then my fourth is breaking in a video game system because I used to love doing that. Clearly, these are all more fun with friends. None of these say with friends, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, you have your friends.
You can have a friend.
It's a group date. Yeah, it's fun.
We've all been on a date where there's that friend who comes too, and you're like, and sometimes I'm the friend.
Yeah.
They don't call
That's
me
my four though.
third wheel Goldberg for nothing. Hey,
It's a group thing.
you guys don't want to like be alone or anything.
You guys are cool with me staying with you 24 hours.
If you guys kiss, just let me know. I'll close my eyes if you want me to.
I've been the third wheel many times.
I feel like you guys are talking about me right now.
We're not.
No, I'm talking specifically high school summer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me pick my four. Jacob, we're probably gonna have crossover. I can tell you right the fuck now. I'm never going to a Six Flags again. Fuck that. I don't like amusement parks. I like theme parks, and your theme can't just be we were a great theme park 30 years ago.
Hey, your theme can't be these rides suck and they're breaking down. You can't use that as a theme.
Your theme can't be look the Batman '89 logo, but the yellow is so faded that it's white. Okay,
Hey, never mind. Good.
no, you can go.
No, I was just gonna say that reminds me. I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about that. You know how they shut down. What is it? The mountain, the one where you at Disney World, where
Splash Mountain.
you know how they shut it down and then they reopened it recently with all new stuff.
Right.
I read this big thing that they're like, none of it works. None of it is like somebody posted a video and all the animatronics are already like
They got rid of the
malfunctioning and they can't.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it based on Song of the South?
Yeah, just like kind of, but they got rid of that and they reopened it and it's now under a new theme, but all the animatronics are supposed to be these like really high end. It's supposed to be the best animatronics they've ever done. And when the ride first opened, there's videos and people are like, look at this shit. It's really smooth, but already they're all it's not working already. That just reminds me of that.
Like for some reason they bring over like there's the animatronics are so bad and broken down that the Patasaur just appeared there. The one that hasn't worked on the on the river adventure for 20 years. Okay.
Head's broken.
For the broken ride parts. Hang out.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Man.
That is so accurate.
Ma'am, put away your cell phone. Ma'am, put away your phone.
God. Can they see me?
These compies have been arguing over this shirt for 20 years.
Time. The ever-flowing river.
Hey.
God, now I want to go ride the fucking Jurassic Park ride.
Okay, here we go. My four. Definitely back-to-back Blockbuster Domino's. Whether it's Hollywood Video and Papa John's, Blockbuster and Domino's, local mom and pop shop and Olympia Pizza, whatever it is, pizza and movies or video games being rented is literally the key to my youth and my current, because I'm going to try to do this tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is fucking awesome. Pizzas. Okay, so that's my number one. Let's see here. I would say I'm a consumer at heart and I want to be nostalgic here. So we'll say media play with $50, but just in general, starting at the age of as soon as I knew how to spend money up until the rest of my life, going to a store with money, knowing that you are going to buy something cool,
best feeling in the fucking world.
CD, DVD, VHS, poster.
I'm getting that new Limp Biscuit this weekend.
Oh yeah, dude.
Or like black lights, or
those like heat sensitive foam pads that leave your finger marks on them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I need one of those right now.
The vibrating back massagers in the back of Spencer's. All of it. No, I just loved it. I love it. And by the way, media. The thing about Media Play, the rub on Media Play was it was a little bit more expensive. It was like mall CD prices. So I remember I bought Metallica Black Album for like
$16.
It was more. I think it was like $22. Like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a lot back then.
So that's my second one. I would say number 3. I'm the sneaking into a movie. I would never sneak into a movie now, but I have a lot of nostalgia for it because my dad taught us how to do that my entire childhood. So
get him on the phone right
I'm
now.
not going to put it on the. I'm not going to put it on the list, but I'm going to say that there was I have nostalgia for that, but I would never do it now. And okay, so I have 2 left. Breaking in a new video game system for sure.
Okay.
That didn't always happen during summer, but even like if you had a friend who had a system that you didn't have and they came over and brought their PS1 or something like.
Dude, my mom, like my mom's like boyfriend that she had for most of my time growing up, he played a lot of video games and she bought him a new gaming system for Christmas one year. And I talked her into letting me open it and play it in my bedroom to make sure it worked. And I'm like in there playing like the new.
You called a check.
And then we put it back in the box and wrapped it. You know, it was like fuck yeah.
That's so funny.
That. God, you're such a John Connor. That's great.
It was awesome.
No, that sounds
Greg,
like
you got one more.
That sounds like a Danny McBride. Honestly, if you really love the guy, you're gonna let me fucking play with it first. Make sure it doesn't. Make sure it doesn't troubleshoot. Make sure it works. Can't be giving him a busted system. All right. So my last one, I would say, guys, Hopeless Romantic. I was in love with every girl I met up until Abby, and then I loved her the most. But literally, my
good finish to that.
Wow.
My middle school. You were going. Listen, my middle school and high school self, like I was just every girl I talked to or saw inside my head was the Dumb and Dumber music. You know, he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
So the going to the mall with a date and $20 sounds like something that didn't really happen to me, but I would have really enjoyed it.
It's enticing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I did go to the mall with $40 in 7th grade and bought a No Limit Soldier pendant, and my stepdad made me return it to the Silver Hut. So, like, well.
My favorite thing is like when you're a kid and you get any kind of money, you buy the dumbest. Hey, you know what I bought one time? I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. In like it was middle school. I was in the mall. I don't remember the situation of why I was walking around by myself in the mall, but you know, there's those guys in the middle of the mall like selling weapons.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of size.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
And I don't know how much money they were. I don't remember, but they were like real metal. And I remember my mom being like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She was like so mad because it was like all the money I had. It was probably like $40.
Right.
But I was in middle school. And $40 was a lot more back then. And yeah, I remember buying metal size and just being like, the Raphael's weapon. Of course I'm going to buy it. Like, and I would just be like this all the time outside.
Growing up in a fishbowl.
Cool.
Well, dude, going to the mall and coming out with a new pair of nunchucks, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what you want to do.
Why'd they sell those to me in middle school? Why would they sell weapons to me?
Doesn't matter. You got them and you got them.
I got them. I used to just walk around with them and stick it out of my fucking pockets. There's probably pictures of me holding them, thinking I'm fucking a badass. I'm a fat little middle schooler, like holding size, you know?
We have to. Hey, I can't.
We have to recreate.
That one project that we're tinkering with about we got it somehow.
That's gotta go in there.
That's gotta get in there.
I brought a side.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, Jacob brought a size. You know he's serious. Dude, I love everything you just said because that's a very true statement. I bought the dumbest shit. I bought a No Limit Soldier big chain and pinned it.
Yeah.
To let everybody know in the 20 minutes of south of Atlanta suburbs that I too aligned with the No Limit Soldier like way of life. All right.
I also bought the only pair of Oakleys I've ever owned when I was in middle school. And I did it like on a school trip. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get in trouble?
Hold on. Why do kids have so much? Hold on. This is a good. This is good. Why do kids have so much money on field trips?
Hey, I can tell you exactly. I was in Washington. We went to Washington. We took a middle school. I was in, I think, 7th grade.
Yeah.
We went to Washington, D.C. And one of the things our teachers and our tour guide warned us about, they were like, do not buy fake Oakley sunglasses. There's going to be a bunch of people trying to sell them to you. And they were like, do not buy the fake Oakleys.
It was a
And then there was at one point we went to a mall and I was like, I'm going to buy a real pair. And I bought a fucking real. And I was walking around with these. They're like the cheapest ones you can get. They're ugly. And everybody's like, you bought the fake Oakleys? And I'm like, nah, dude. Real. It's like all my money. It's like, I guess I'm not eating the rest of this shit.
You open up your coat. You're like, they go great with my new size.
That's what I was just thinking.
Dude, listen real quick though. Why did I remember going on field trips, like a day trip to the Chattanooga Museum, like the where do they put the fish museum, the aquarium? All right,
okay.
Yeah, not the fish music.
So it was like the most money I'd ever had. So I remember hitting the gift shop, be like, I'm about to drop $300.
Dude, it's because when we were in middle school, rent was $200, and every person in our family made money, and it was like, we could afford it back then.
Well, Abby, you got to chime in before we move to stress. What's the dumbest thing you ever bought at the mall, or acquired at the mall?
I mean, I can remember I was distinctly like, when I was younger, I was obsessed with having glasses and braces. So I remember buying a pair of sunglasses that like had the flip ups, the shades that went like that. And my intention with when I bought them from the Uptons, which was like the store outside the mall, was to take the shade part off and just see if how many people I could fool into thinking I had real glasses. And then I like took a paper clip and like undid it. And I was like trying to have braces too at the same time.
You're trying to give yourself braces.
Yeah, I thought these are the things that I thought were cool.
One kid who wanted braces. That's amazing.
I think there was like someone that I idolized. There was like an older girl that had them, and it had to have been that situation.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I thought
Sutton's got braces. Man,
and now she's the most popular girl in school.
Yeah.
Now she's pregnant. I think it was the braces. All right. And the glasses.
I gave myself a reverse makeover.
Yeah. Yeah. That's called a that all she's.
She's not all that.
She's not all that.
Okay.
I bet you can't take this cute, spunky girl and make her dumb with braces and fake glasses.
No.
Overalls. All right. Guys, it's been a long time since we've done some classic. By the way, this is a fun episode. We appreciate you guys being here.
It's fun to open up and get those memories out.
We haven't done classic YHS stress in a long time. It's one of the anchors, an anchor being of the podcast universe for YHS. It's really simple. We all have shit on our mind that is stressing us out. Might come off as mundane or unimportant to somebody else, but in the moment, it is the most important thing that each one of us is going through. We talk about it. We talk it through. We have a little therapy session, and then we go to Blockbuster and Domino's. It's great. Do you guys? Should I start? Who wants to start?
You can start.
All right, let me start real quick.
Yeah.
My stress today on August, whatever it is, 9th, 2024, is that in 3.5 or 4 weeks, there's a movie that's going behind camera. It's a movie I've long wanted. I know it's not going to be good. And I'm sick of this happening to me with these legacy sequels. They're making Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh.
And I can tell you right now, the second it drops on Netflix, I will watch the shit out of it. And as soon as it's done, I will go man, that was awful. Like, I know it factually.
That's true.
I've gone through this. Dumb and Dumber, Bill and Ted, all these movies. Like, listen, if we
Bill and Ted is the worst. Like,
face the
Dumb and Dumber, I think, has some redeeming. Me and you sat around watching clips from it, and we're like, hey, there is some funny stuff here. Did it live up to the original? No. But like Bill and Ted, Face the Music is so ungodly awful.
It was a tough part of the pandemic. Yeah.
It's such a bummer.
I just think that, listen, I don't want to speak for everybody. I kind of fell off the Adam Sandler train 20 years ago.
Sure.
His first 5 or 6 movies were awesome. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Little Nicky's even kind of fun. Big Daddy, or whatever. There's 4 or 5 really. Waterboy's not that good. I liked it at the time.
It's whatever.
At the time, I was like, "This is my favorite movie." Yeah.
But I've long thought, man, he could have done a sequel to Happy Gilmore. That character doesn't seem like it's that far off from like his
actual self.
Just
I'd rather see a Billy Madison sequel, to be honest. I think that movie's 100%. Better, but I get it.
Oh, I like Billy Madison much more than I like Happy Gilmore. I think I've talked on the podcast before about my idea for Billy Madison running for president. It's called William Madison.
I like that. Should be our next project.
It's still Eric. Eric is the other.
Eric's the other candidate. Yeah.
It's still him versus the same guy.
Yeah, and they're like, there's an evil hotel, businessman who's president, and only one man could stop him, and he's like, I don't know if I could be president. It's just, it's so good,
right?
But anyways,
Jesus,
we're getting a Happy Gilmore. I have a feeling it's not going to feel like Happy Gilmore. It's going to be a bunch of cameos from semi-famous people and like all of the people that do Adam Sandler movies, like David Spade, which is fine, Nick Swartz, and all those guys. Here's what got me worried. I was listening to an interview. For some reason, YouTube fed me this clip of Nick Swartz, and he's talking about how he's filming in a couple weeks for Happy Gilmore 2, but there's no script yet. And I was like, oh God. And it's a Netflix movie, and it's going to be too long and it's just not going to retain the spirit.
Well, it's going to be like Hubie Halloween. You know what I mean? It's like, it's going to be Hubie Halloween was this movie where when it started, first few minutes in, I was like, hey, this feels like it might be like a classic. This might be okay. But by the time you're halfway in, you're like, this is nothing but like inside jokes to other, it's exactly what you're saying it is. You know what I mean? It's like he was trying to be a classic Adam Sandler film, and it was just so weird. I was like, oh, this doesn't work anymore. And it's going to end up being just like that movie, I think. Yeah.
So again, this is why Ghostbusters Afterlife is kind of a miracle.
Yeah.
Because this is a hard thing to do. I kind of wish somebody else would write it and just Adam Sandler could star in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like more cohesive.
Yeah. Like let Jason and Gil write it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, and then give it over. Yeah.
Also, maybe if my ideal Happy Gilmore sequel takes place in the happy place, the whole movie is in his happy place. And I'm not going to go into detail, but those are some of the funniest parts of that movie when he's fantasizing about his happy place. But it's like, it's just going to be like Shooter McGavin's back, and like they're just going to do the same story again. And I'm pre-bummed about it. We'll revisit it when it comes out.
Sure.
We'll figure out. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm eating
about it. We get that. Yeah.
Foot-long cold cut combo. I hope I eat one. Hey, if it's good, I'll go eat a 12-inch Subway sub, which is basically that's not anything.
That's not a bad deal for anyone. For you,
hey, that's kind of a good deal. All right, so that's my stress. Abigail, that's worthy stress for today.
That's very worthy. Yeah, it's something that you love, and it's being sequelized, and that brings concern.
It's a worry.
Yeah, something to be worried about.
Are you or your family affected by bad sequels?
Yes.
Abigail.
All right. My stress this week, it's easy for me. I I got my Rogue wig in the mail today for my X-Men costume for Dragon Con. And I may or may not have also ordered a bodysuit for Rogue. And I think I'm doing 2 different Rogue costumes, which is a lot to do. And right at this point, I'm like, can I pull it all off? Is it too much to do? I'm more than anything, I'm very excited about cosplaying as Rogue. She's a really fun and cool character. And there's that part of me that likes to do costumes for like, you know, self-acceptance, to feel good about yourself, to show off that little part of you that's like, you know, you kind of wish you had more of, or, you know, you want to emphasize. So I'm excited to do Rogue. I've gotten really into watching X-Men animated stuff. I watched the first 2 X-Men movies 2 days ago, and I'm probably just going to plow through them again for a second time. And yeah, it's fun to be like invested in something.
They
It's
really
also
screwed up Rogue in those movies.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad, dude. I don't even want to. Yeah, that's another episode of another podcast we can do. I am stressed because my costume is shipping from China, so I'm worried that it's not going to get here in time. Yeah, but I got the wig because Craig actually helped. He was emailing back and forth with the company, and so I got the wig fast. But hopefully the suit will show up. Hopefully it'll fit, and I can get all my accoutrement for like a little extra stuff, gloves, headband, etc. But yeah, I'd like to.
Sorry to interrupt, but that is the problem with Dragon Con is you don't think about it all year. Then 3 weeks before, you're like, oh, I should do a costume. It's like, oh, it's too
and it
late.
should be the best costume I've ever done.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, so you're gonna do Rogue.
Yeah, I've got my checklist of everything I'm working on. I'm looking.
Do you have the wig?
Wow.
Do you have the wig you can show off?
Correct. Yeah. Well, I don't have it so I can show it off, but I am going to try it on after this and do like a little test.
Cool.
So you can follow me on Instagram if you really want to see that.
All right. So you're gonna do 2 Rogues, and yeah, costume stress is real.
You should also, Abby. You should also do like a casual Rogue, because there's lots of times where she's just wearing casual clothes.
Episode where her and I think Storm are like riding horses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, but I can't put a cowboy hat on that wig. So
no, there's like
You
going
can't
to the
bring a horse
mall
to
road
Dragon
or
Con.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably going to be just a Rogue wearing flip flops and jean shorts later on.
Right,
That will be what I'm doing.
By the way, real quick, Jake, we'll get to yours. This Gambit's like 5 minutes in Deadpool have somehow taken over the internet.
Yeah, it has.
And now I heard there's rumor of Kevin Feige considering bringing back the Gambit movie as
Of
like
course he is. Like, of course he is.
But I mean, anytime I heard about this Channing Tatum Gambit movie, I would always go, "Oh, that sounds so bad." But like, it was kind of fun. Like I had fun.
I got quick things to say about it. He was fun. He looks great, but his kind of attitude is not really. He's being very funny in the movie, and that's great. It works perfectly. But I feel like if he did get his own movie, he would sort of have to adjust.
Right.
Because his like talking, they sort of made a joke out of his accent, and it's great and it's very funny. But they would have to kind of change the way he talks a little bit. They would have to, he doesn't, like there's that line in the movie where he's like, what's he say? Like, my dad was sticking them buttery nuts up in my mama, and I came out like, "What's up, doc?" That's a line. That's a line in the movie.
Yes, have some. Yes, have some.
Thank you for the stress, Abigail. Jacob Walsh, you're next. You're gonna round out the show.
Yeah, well, my stress is sort of the same as Abby's, but also the opposite of Abby's. So it's also about Dragon Con and about costumes specifically, and more so. The thing that's stressing me out about it is like I need to update my Hobbit stuff. There's, I think, a couple pieces that I might have gotten rid of or trashed over the last year, and I have zero want or motivation to do any of it. I don't have a proton pack. I don't know what to do for Ghostbusters, nor do I feel like I care. And I like. I'm going to want to have that stuff. I'm not going to want to be like walking around not in my Hobbit costume when like I want to go to the Hobbit party. It's the kind of the only thing at Dragon Con that I find any fun anymore. Mm-hmm. But I have zero. Like I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, oh, should I order a vest? And it's just like, well, I don't even want to look. I just don't care.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm here to tell you, if you get to Dragon Con and we're doing our Hobbit stuff and you decided that's gonna make you more mad.
Yeah, I know that.
So let's do it. Let's get a vest.
Yeah, come up and vest shop with us. We'll go to that new blind bag toy store and then we'll get vests.
This is all a build up to our new spin-off podcast.
Let's get a vest.
Invested with Jacob Walsh.
Nice.
Dude, I get it. It's hard. Dragon Con's one of those things that I don't even think about it till it's about to happen. Every time I'm at Dragon Con, I'm like, I wish I would have put a little bit more effort into because there's 60,000 people here. They're all wearing costumes, but I was too busy, going to every fucking convention that they have in the world. So we're going to do Hobbit stuff. It's going to be fun. Real quick, I wanted to, if you guys can, Jake, do you have any more to that stress?
No, it was just that. It was just like not having motivation to do any costume stuff. And it's coming up really soon. And I'm about to be in Texas for a couple days. So it's like I have even less time. At one point I wanted to remake my Hobbit feet because I wanted them to be comfortable. But I'm like, do I even have time? Or like it takes so long to make those Hobbit feet. I'm just like,
I know what we got to do.
We gotta have a party at Hal Clay's house, and we will all fix up our stuff together.
We need a Hal Clay Dragon Con prep day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the only thing is that like Dragon Con's in 3 weeks.
How?
You know what I mean? It's so the only time we would have to do that is the week before Dragon Con.
I'm not going to be able to. What?
I just said that sounds about right. It's the week before Dragon Con.
I'm not doing anything for Ghostbusters stuff. I'll wear the flight suit I have. I just don't have the time, or it's kind of the stuff Jake was just saying about.
Well, I just don't have. Yeah, same thing. Like I haven't tried on. I don't know. I haven't even put on my khaki jumpsuit, and I don't want to. I can't wear the part 2 suit anymore because it's whatever. But yeah, I just haven't put any of the stuff together. It's all still in the bin from last Dragon Con. I haven't even taken it out.
What if we do this?
Mm-hmm.
What if we do this? What if Uncle Craig gets us
all vests
the photo op with the hobbits?
Oh my god!
Then we'll have to do it.
Now we're.
I'm not doing that in costume. I'd rather not be in costume for that. That is. I'm not being one of those people.
I might.
All right, so it's not Let Me Click, but they announced that Elijah Wood, Billy Boyd, and Charlie
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah, the bass player from You All Everybody. But I kind of let's end this episode kind of scrolling through the Dragon Con guest list to see who we're a little bit of excited about. So we got some hobbits. Listen,
are you scrolling? I don't see any movement.
Oh, I'm scrolling, but it's not moving.
It's frozen over here.
Okay, no worries.
No, it's not. It's not frozen.
Well, now it's gone.
I know.
Well, there's some really good TNG, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and Picard people that are showing up. We got the Hobbit.
The Hobbit. There we go. Okay, we got Vincent D'Onofrio. How do you say his last name? Dionne Warwick.
How do you pronounce the shit? D'Onofrio.
He's from Jurassic World and Kingpin
and Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, but who's even seen that?
Hey, is that Petrelli from Heroes? Who is that?
Where?
It is the guy all the way on the left in the bottom corner.
Yeah,
that's Peter Petrelli's brother. It's Nathan Petrelli from Heroes.
But don't forget, I get to add a new piece to my weirdo Seinfeld autograph collection.
Right.
Patrick Warburton, David Putty will be there.
Oh yeah,
that's all. Yeah, that's exciting.
I'm gonna get inside my Arby's cup.
Support the team. Yeah,
it's not my problem. I'm not the one go to hell. Seth Green will be there.
Yep,
that's big.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll get my.
That's the only autograph I'm getting this year.
Yeah,
it's not. Let me scroll
on my It poster.
That's what I was going to say. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it is awesome. So lots of better guests than normal. I would say we were talking about that a little bit.
It's a pretty good list.
Is there any? Oh yeah, here we go. And then listen, Natasha
Sabine.
Bordeaux.
Yeah,
Sabine Ming-Na Wen's going to be there from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Some Star Trek.
Star Trek Picard, folks. Love them.
Yeah, really good stuff. John Cleese is going to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. And then if you kind of scroll down, what?
Colby Smulders?
Oh, there's more heroes. Jack
Yeah.
Coleman, HRG, Greg Grunberg. You got to get his autograph, Craig. Don't you only have it 4 or 5 times?
Danny Trejo,
Whoa, the Crew Shadows.
Rikishi.
Woo!
The Crew Shadows are going to be back for their biggest show of the year.
Hell yeah.
Their only show of the year.
One time only. And then of course Q and Riker,
Brent Spiner.
Yeah. Beverly
fun
Crusher.
guest list.
That's the best Dragon Con ever. Let's reclaim Dragon Con. Let's walk the streets. Let's observe.
Walk the streets.
Yeah, we're gonna walk those streets.
Walking the streets.
That sounds like the name of a band. Walk the streets.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is.
Probably was. Hey, I didn't realize that the lead singer of the Fray left the band. All right. Anyways, everybody. Sorry, I saw the Fray. I was looking.
He was lost and insecure.
I thought you were setting up a joke or something.
Yeah, me too.
No, I was looking at the. We go to Epcot almost every year, and there's always bands that play, and I saw the Fray was playing at Epcot, and I was like, that's kind of weird because I know it's been like 10 years, but they were one of the biggest pop rock bands in the world for a period of time. A little bit of a demotion, playing the free 3 times a day for free at Epcot.
Yeah.
But then I did some research.
It's a good gig.
That's a great gig.
Great.
I mean,
I guarantee you it's not free. They're getting paid.
they're getting paid, but it is free for the people going to Disney. Sure. So, it's a pay to play. They have to sell their own tickets, actually. Anyways, guys, we got fun stuff going on. This was fun. This is a nice summer break episode. We appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget to follow us on Patreon. You're going to hear more about that after the episode. Abigail, anything else?
Reach for the stars, get out there, enjoy life. Dragon Con's coming and it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. I love my friends. I love making new friends and making memories. So I just can't wait. The countdown to SNL Saturday night is going to be very fun. Also, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm doing a different countdown. We're going to Target tonight. I got $50.
You're counting down 10 minutes till Target and Domino's.
Yeah, they'll give me like one NECA figure.
No, it won't.
Jacob, anything else?
No, Abby said it all.
Well, for Abigail Gardner, Jacob Walsh, and myself, thank you so much for being part of this wild and crazy guys.
Oh my God.
That's a Saturday night.
Gang.
God, so much stuff getting cut out tonight.
This episode might never see the light of day.
Sorry to give you all the stuff to edit.